want to first begin by thanking you for your generous support of Share Life. Your support is incredibly important. Your support enables us to continue the vital work of assisting those who suffer as refugees in many parts of the world, helping to resettle them to Canada. As you know, the global refugee crisis is enormous in size, and it has affected those of many different faith backgrounds. But in a particular way, it has deeply affected the Christian community, who by all accounts is the most persecuted religious community in the world by far. As an example, it is reported that 8 out of 10 who are killed for religious reasons are Christian. Sadly, with very few exceptions, Western governments have not addressed adequately the suffering of the Christian refugee community. As an example of this, a very stark and sad example, in 2016, the United States, under then President Obama, resettled 12,600 Syrian refugees. Of those, less than 0.5% were Christian. This despite the fact that Christians represented 10% of the pre-war Syrian population, and despite the fact that they were the targets of genocide. ISIS wished to eradicate the Christian witness throughout much of the Middle East. We believe that the same injustice, the same marginalization, the same underrepresentation of Christian refugees is taking place in the refugee resettlement programs of many Western governments. Thankfully, the Archdiocese of Toronto, as a private sponsor, is able to select the refugees that we wish to resettle to Canada. And so in the face of the persecution that Christians face, in the face of the marginalization, this injustice, we have particularly focused much of our effort on assisting this community to be resettled to Canada. In 2019, we conducted a small mission trip to Bangkok, Thailand, where we met with some of the 1,500 Pakistani Christians who fled there to escape religious extremism in their home country. Many of them arrived in 2013 after a small, impoverished Christian community on the outskirts of Lahore, Pakistan, was looted and burnt to the ground after a charge of blasphemy was leveled against one of the Christian young men living in that community. We have seen the terrible effects of this unjust law in the lives of many religious minorities in Pakistan. Now those that were able to flee, who came to Bangkok, hoped to receive protection and received none. In fact, the Thai government treat them as illegal immigrants, and when they are caught through their routinely executed immigration raids, they place them into terribly overcrowded detention centers. I had an opportunity to meet a young man by the name of Faisal, whose wife was captured in one of these immigration raids and placed into a detention center, where she didn't receive proper care and died, leaving Faisal to take care of his young son, Yeshua. The Christians there live in very dire circumstances. Many live in a one-room apartment, daring not to wander from that apartment. The children are not educated. The fathers leave that apartment to go seek meager employment to sustain their families. They live in constant fear. Through your generosity, we have been able to sponsor dozens upon dozens of these families. And they will be welcomed to Canada by parishes across the Archdiocese who will welcome and journey with them as they begin their new life in Canada. Your support has enabled this beautiful witness of God's love for humanity to be made manifest. So on behalf of the hundreds of refugees that we have resettled to Canada, on behalf of the staff here at the Office for Refugees, I want to extend my heartfelt thanks to you for your generous support of Share Life. Thank you, and God bless you.